Cornell.
George!
Named after the college.
It's about time we get your ass back to Youngstown is all I gotta say.
Tangled up in Blues Fest.
Big shoes to fill, because last year we had Buddy Guy and Robert Cray, and who do we get for a second one? And I said, man, we got to go after George, and it's so good everything worked out.
We got to get Bad Bob Dylan to play over there at the Tangled Up in Blues Fest.
He's playing here August 28th, man. We got him coming into town. He's bypassing all the major cities just to come in and play for us.
Well, that's the kind of guy he is. Hey, listen, man, you leave a message backstage. The Lonesome George said hi. I can't wait to see him again.
You got it, man. I love that. Do you remember when you played Bob Fest back in '92? I was at that show.
Are you kidding me, man? I met Bob Dylan, man. I was standing there. I was the only person allowed back into his dressing room to meet him of all the people there. I was the only one.
How cool is that?
People lined up in the hallways, and his security guard happened to used to do security for the Stones, Big Jim Callahan, and he was a big Destroyers fan, and he let my manager and myself in to see him. The only other person in the room was Bob's manager. I was the only one allowed in to see him. And the reason is because I was the only one there who he had never met. That's the way he is. If he's met somebody, rarely does he go to the same place twice. Yeah, and then when I saw him, I kept telling my manager, I said, listen, we're going to meet Bad Bob. Be cool. And my manager said, I'll be cool, you be cool. And I said, hey, man, be cool. So we were arguing. I said, hey, man, be cool. And you be cool, man. It was like Cheech and Chong, you know. Well, I'd be cool. So we walk in, and I see the man sitting there, and he's dressed just like Montgomery Cliff and Marlon Brando from One Eye Jacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got this Montgomery Cliff type of thing going on. And he sees me, and he stands up, and he clicks his fingers and points at me. I lost it completely. And he was just so wonderful.
Yeah.
He was just the sweetest man. I mean, he gave me a big hug, and I said, I kept talking. I said, he told me, he said, I like that song, One Bourbon, One Scotch, One Beer. So I thought, that song stays in the show. Can't get any closer than that.
George, do you have any idea how much I love your freaking music? I've been playing your music for so long, and it is such a pleasure to have you come into town. And you are perfect for Youngstown because you're one of the guys, man. You roll your sleeves up, give me my lunchbox, and let me go do this thing.
I always thought, how in the world does anybody who plays in a band, a rock band, or any band for that reason, how are they late for the gig?
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. 99% of the people in the world want to be a rock star or play in a band. There's no getting around it.
Yep.
Am I wrong?
It's
Even
a fact.
President.
It's a fact.
Okay, it's a fact. If you were born after 1950 or 1955, you entertain the idea of being in a rock band.
It is a fact.
It is a fact. And I think to myself, how in the world can people be late? Like, say the show's at 8 o'clock, right?
Yep.
I'm there at 7:30.
Yep.
I'm there at 7:30 in the morning. Bill Graham did some shows with us up in over in Europe, and we were going to play in France. I think it was Paris, and it was a big show. Jake Howell's band, to get your heated Boston songs like Knees Freeze, Another Cover.
The Wolf of Goofy, man.
Do it with Peter.
Yeah.
We're going to do it with Mick Rubberlegs Jagger, right?
Yep.
And then they're saying, and the people came up to Bill Graham and they said, are we going to have any trouble getting George on stage? And Bill Graham said, we don't have any trouble getting Thorogood on stage. We have trouble getting Thorogood off stage.
You're the guy that carries the torch from the old blues guys to the guys of the future. You are the guy. You are the man, George, that has carried the torch.
Everybody carries the ball, not just me. Anybody who stands up on the stage, I don't care whether it's Dave Matthews or it's B.B. King, and you too, with your work,
yep.
The work you do. We're all carrying the ball in some way, shape, or form. I'm just another member of the team.
When you were a very young man and you first started picking up the guitar, who was the guy that you heard and said, man, oh man, whatever, I got to emulate him?
Well, not when I was a young man, more like when I was a boy.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was, the first time I ever really got serious about thinking I was into comedy, Cornell. I wanted to be a comic. That was really what I was focusing on when I was like in the 6th, 7th grade. I had about 150 jokes in my catalog. I was big into Ernie Kovacs and Jackie Gleason and, George Burns, anybody that was groovy.
Uh-huh.
And that was what I was thinking of. And then I saw this band and I saw this one guy but I can't get his name right. Maybe you can help me.
Okay.
His name was either Mick Richards or Keith Jagger. Whoever that guy is.
That dude right there.
That guy. Yes. That was the guy.
So the Stones.
My brain.
Yeah.
You know, it was funny because when I saw those cats, I never played a musical instrument in my life. I dabbled on piano a little bit. I think I could play, you know, Happy Birthday on a piano or chopsticks or something. And I'd never sang a note in my life. Never touched a guitar. But for some reason, as soon as I saw that, I said, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a combination of Brian Jones and Mick Jagger. Remember, this was before they did Satisfaction.
I got you.
They were doing the covers of the blues. And I looked at the Beatles. I looked at the Stones. I looked at the Beatles and I looked at Dylan. And I said, the Stones represented hope for me, a guy like me.
Yep.
I mean, Dylan represents the truth. Wrong? Am I wrong? Yeah, they didn't have to worry about money or going into the army or some gym teacher cutting her hair or any of that kind of stuff that we, us American males, have to go through every day, okay? And the Stones represented hope. I said, there's hope for a guy like me.
I like that.
There's a chance, a slim chance. Here I am. I'm still here today.
And you're still doing it, and you're still a huge baseball fan. I know that, and it's an honor having you come in August during baseball season, man. How you pulling this one off?
For me, baseball season never ends. So I might as well, you know, when you're a nut like me, they call it the off season, but it's still the season. You know, if you're a fan, you're a fan no matter what. You know, it could be, Randy Johnson could be throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game. I said, man, I'm going on stage to play Bad to the Bone. Is he? That's never even been, that's a side thing with me, like anybody else.
Well, George, August 11th, we will see you in town for Tangled Up in Blues Fest 2, and there's a gentleman who will be coming backstage, and you're going to give him an autographed guitar, and his name is Casey Hauck, Hauck, from Columbus, making the drive up. And he said his 5 favorite Thorogood songs are number 5, Madison Blues, number 4, I Drink Alone, number 3, Cocaine Blues, number 2, Don't Let the Boss Man Get You Down, and number 1, The Fixer, Fixher.
All right, then. I'll try to keep that in mind.
Well,
Now, you heard it first. I'm working on my new movie.
Okay.
Bad Bob's movie is called Masked and Anonymous.
Yes, it is. Oh, sure, man.
His is Masked and Anonymous. Mine is loud and obnoxious.
And it's coming to a theater near you, baby.
Yes. Plenty of good seats still available.
George, happy travels, and we'll see you August 11th, buddy.
Rock and roll never sleeps. It just passes out. Bye, Cornell.
Bye-bye.